Welcome to 5 Minute 40k, the short sharp look at all things hobby. Today we're looking at the Blessings of the Faithful mechanic from the updated Sisters of Battle Codex. So what are Blessings of the Faithful? Well, they're an upgrade to the points and power level cost that can be made to a Canoness or Palatine model in your army. These are HQ choices in the Sisters Codex. They cannot be used on named characters, and each blessing can only be taken once in your army, although you can have multiple different blessings on multiple Canonesses or Palatines. Each one of those Canonesses or Palatines can only take one blessing at a time, so no stacking them. Each blessing has two parts, an ability that's always on and a miraculous ability that can be activated once per battle. You cannot activate more than one miraculous ability per battle round, and in order to activate it you discard a miracle dice from your miracle dice pool in your command phase, and the value of the dice discarded determines the so-called miracle range. So if you discard a miracle dice of 1, you get a 1-inch miracle range, 2 to 5 you get a 3-inch miracle range, and discard a miracle dice of 6 you get a 6-inch miracle range. The miraculous ability is active until your next command phase, and it's important to note that miraculous abilities are not auras, meaning they cannot be affected by abilities that affect or turn off auras, for example Mortarian's Living Plague ability or the Dark Angel's Mind Wipe psychic power. As to the blessings themselves, we'll start with the Word of the Emperor, which was previewed on Warhammer Community some time ago, and is the most expensive at 40 points or 2 power level. The Always On ability allows you to select an enemy unit within 3 inches and they fight last, and the Miraculous ability means that while an enemy unit is within miracle range, each time a model in a friendly order, core or character unit makes a melee attack against that enemy unit cannot take invulnerable saves. This is pricey but very handy to deal with tough opponents with good invuln saves that are going to get into your lines like Mortarion or Death Guard Terminators. It's probably most useful on a fighty or fast moving Canoness or Palatine who's going to be able to get in position to activate the miraculous ability. Next up we've got Rapturous Blows at 25 points at 1 power level. This allows you to add 1 to the strength and damage characteristic of all melee weapons carried by that model, excluding any relics. And the miraculous ability means that while an order, core or character unit is within miracle range, each time it makes a melee attack, an unmodified wound of a 6 equals 1 mortal wound in addition to any normal damage. This is really good for the price, especially when combined with a Blessed Blade carrying Canoness, making her strength 6, AP -3 and 3 damage, which easily competes with the Blade of St. Eleanor relic you might otherwise take, freeing up some relic slots. There's also no cap on the mortal wounds in addition that are made by attacks from order, core or character units that are in the miracle range, so a really good way of getting lots of mortal wounds potentially past tough units with good invuln saves. Next up is Divine Deliverance, which is the cheapest at 15 points and 1 power level. The Always On ability here means at the start of your opponent's command phase you select an enemy unit within 6 inches and an aura ability that it has. You roll 3d6, and if the result is equal to or greater than the enemy's leadership characteristic, the aura ability is lost or turned off until the start of the opponent's next command phase. The miraculous ability means that while an order, core or character model is within miracle range, each time it makes a ranged attack and an enemy model is destroyed, you subtract 1 from the enemy unit's leadership characteristic, although this cannot be reduced by more than 3 as a result of the ability. The Always On ability here is a bit of a troll choice here against armies or units that are heavily reliant on auras, but it does rely on being very close, and if your Canoness or Palatine is that close, well, she's probably going to die quite quickly. The Miraculous ability is another example of Games Workshop trying to make leadership shenanigans a thing, and you know, that's always nice, but here it's limited to models, not units, and the cap of -3 really limits any usefulness here. Just by way of contrast, Death Guard Terminators have a 1 CP strat to give -4 leadership when they kill one model in a unit. Next up we have the Emperor's Grace at 20 points at 1 power level. The Always On ability here means at the start of your command phase, the model itself can heal D3 lost wounds, although it can only be healed once per turn. The Miraculous ability means that while an order, core or character unit is in miracle range, your opponent cannot reroll hits, wounds or damage rolls for attacks against it. This is cheap and really useful defensively as a resilience booster on your units that are going to be in miracle range, just to avoid rerolls. It's worth noting by contrast that Custodies have to pay 2 CP to get this on 1 unit per phase. Although the miraculous ability is once per battle, it does last through your turn and your opponent's turn, so again a nice way of boosting resilience on your sisters. Next up is Righteous Judgment at 25 points and 1 power level. The Always On ability here means that each time you select a target for this model's ranged weapons, you can ignore the Lookout Sir rule, i.e. target characters, although note, watch out for that Bodyguard rule, which is different and means characters just cannot be targeted. Unmodified wound rolls of 6 from this model's range attacks also do 1 mortal wound in addition to any normal damage. The Miraculous ability means that while an order, core or character model is within miracle range, each time it makes a ranged attack, enemy units targeted do not receive the benefit of cover. This is interesting. I mean, do you want to use a Canoness or a Palatine as a sniper model? Probably not. And the miraculous ability is limited to models, not units, and the main core model, in my opinion, this might be useful on, which is Retributors, already have this inbuilt to ignore cover using their Storm of Retribution ability natively. Let me know what you think in the comments, but this one for me is a bit of a pass, especially compared to the others. Lastly, we have Blinding Radiance, the second most expensive at 30 points and 2 power level. The Always On ability here means that each time a range attack is made against the model, you subtract 1 from the wound roll. And the Miraculous ability means that while an order core or character unit is within miracle range, each time a ranged attack from the enemy unit targets that unit, you subtract 1 from the hit roll. This makes you a tougher character, but really should you be taking ranged attacks and be able to be targeted by those, you might be in the wrong position. And the value arguably lies in the resilience boost at -1 to hit, although the question the usefulness of this in a very killy meta at the moment with a lot of shooting. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed that, and let me know in the comments below what your favourite of the Blessings of the Faithful abilities are and how you'd use them. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and also do comment to let me know what you'd like to see in future episodes of 5 Minute 40k.